Hi, I'm Jean Ellen, and welcome to the Great Southwest. And I'm going to continue talking about my outdoor kitty community. And last time we discussed how I had trapped them and gotten them their shots and got them fixed. Well, these are the traps that we laid out front, and this is what it looked like when the nonprofit came and left them. They have newspaper in the base because cats don't like to walk on wire, so there has newspaper, and then there's a little cup at the very far end where you could put food. And then we set them up in such a way that the cats wouldn't be as spooked by them. So if you look at this next set, we have them set up in front of the front door, and my camera's in the back recording, and they're covered by a towel, and it gives it more of a cave effect, and they're more apt to trust it than if it didn't have the towel on it and it was all open to the air. So we put these 3 traps out, covered like this, kept the camera on it, and that way I'd know if, someone had tripped the trap and gotten caught, and I can go out there. So this is what it looked like. It took a few tries to get them. And you can see how nerve-wracking it was watching on the live feed. They would just play around those traps, and we're not going in. You can see how Poe on the left is mostly in, thinking about it. And there's Ray walking around. And as soon as, I think it was Finn, was trapped, Ray was on top of her cage just trying to get it open, trying to figure out how to get her sister out. And it was pretty funny. But they were very clever, very inquisitive little kittens. So this is after they have been spayed. And it was an interesting process. We trapped them, we brought them in, they got their shots. And instead of making the surgery incision on their tummies with feral cats who were out in the wild and out in the dirt, they prefer to make the incision along their side, and it tends to stay cleaner and you lower the risk of infection. So I was very happy how it went. They seemed to recover very well. They regrouped as a community and continued to come for food. And I want to show this playhouse really quick. This was a playhouse that belonged to my daughters, and they had outgrown it, and we weren't using it for anything but storing propane tanks. But I decided I'd add it out front. I was worried about them being in the cold and the rain, so I put it right by my front door and made a playhouse for them out of it. And it comes in handy in a little bit, and I'll tell you why. But I wanted to show you really quick that they did go in there, and I put some food in there, and they'd go in there and eat. But it did come in handy. And we found out we also have raccoons in our neighborhood. And so we had an issue with them eating the cat food before the cats got to, and then the cats didn't get any. So that was something we were going to have to deal with. And then we found out that other wildlife was coming in. I woke up and saw that a coyote had come right to our front step, which is unnatural. He knows the cats are there. He didn't want the kibble at all, but he was looking for the cats, which was bad news. And unfortunately, it turns out that we lost Poe to a coyote. She got startled, ran around the house, and the coyote was waiting for him. So I told my husband, I said, look, I'm not going to run a coyote buffet. We have 2 options. We can adopt them into our house, or we can make a safer place for them to eat. And my husband came up with this wonderful idea. It was fantastic. He took that playhouse and he put it in our backyard. We weatherproofed it with plastic, and we put it up against our wooden fence. There's a 6-inch gap between our wooden fence and the brick fence of our neighbor. So there's a secret little alleyway that a coyote couldn't get down, but the cats can. And we put this house up against the fence. We removed a portion of one of the wooden slots and made it so the cats could go down the secret alley, through the little slot in the wall, and into what we named the Kitty Cafe to get food. And it worked great, because I was absolutely heartbroken that we lost Poe to a coyote. So this is the new Kitty Cafe, and we're just setting it up here. And here's what it looks like on the inside. So you can see I've put kibble down, I put some water in there. There's the little slot that goes out into the secret alley. Here's what it looks like from my back porch. And you see how it looks lit up? That is from the security camera that's inside that cafe. So we can see at night, so it's night vision kind of thing. And with a little bit of coaxing, I got him in. This is Tony. He was another cat that showed up. And then we have Nermal, the mama cat. And then we have Kylo Ren, the daddy cat. And we just kind of let him in with kibble, and they figured out pretty soon, that's Ray, where all the food was. Actually, that was Finn. This is Ray. And then I moved another outdoor camera, so looking down upon them. And this is Finn and Ray, the kittens, out playing. So the camera's in the tree. And this is Finn having some fun. Ray's watching, but Finn's decided she's going to be adventuresome and heads up the branch. So this was a lot of fun for me. I had a good time watching them. You can see inside the house too. I think Ray and the mama cat might be in there. The daddy cat was really friendly. Kylo Ren was a good cat. He might be the other cat in there. He was more friendly towards them than the mama actually was. After Nermal got fixed, she didn't really want to have much to do with her offspring. So I had fun also changing the views of the cameras all the time, just to see what they were up there during the night. So the kittens are having a lot of fun in the backyard. Finn decides that it's time for her to head back down. And it was safe. We have 6-foot-high walls. There is no way a coyote can get into our backyard. So it was good for us. It worked out really well. It worked out good for the cats. It was entertainment for me to watch them. There goes Finn. But we also found out that there's more wildlife than just coyotes to deal with. I'm glad the coyotes were gone out of this equation. But I have a dog who knew there was food inside. And she's so funny. She's trying to dig her way in. She's trying to get food that I had put up on a table. When that doesn't work, she tries to eat the house and get through the window that way. Crazy dog. I had the food up on the table to try to keep it from other animals, but silly, that didn't work. So watch this guy. This is a very lazy raccoon. He found the food. They're very smart animals. They enjoy taking the kibble and putting it in water, and then they would eat it out of the water. Unfortunately, it just mucks up the place. It gets the water all gunky, and the cats can't drink it, and it just makes a big muddy mess. But this guy, he couldn't quite get through the hole, so he was reaching in and getting as much food as he can. We've had a lot of raccoons. Other raccoons can fit through the hole. I think eventually he did. So we had to deal with, what are we going to do with raccoons? And then we also had a skunk. This is Lightning McQueen because his stripe is on the side. He comes often, and he likes to eat cat food too. He's not as destructive as the raccoons, but a skunk. So word got out pretty quick in Raccoon Land that there was free kibble available. And we ended up getting, just nightly, a raccoon show. And they're fun to watch. Like I said, though, they're very destructive. And they make a huge mess. And they eat the food that's meant for the cats. But they were coming, and they were playing, and having a good time in my backyard. We had to find a way to make a better eating area that raccoons can't approach. So join me next time and learn how to make a raccoon-proof feral cat feeding station. This is Janelle, and thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day.